All right, Facebook, I'm here to tell you about color. I'm actually not really that great at color, but I'm here to tell you something. And that is when things like this come along, which you see on my screen, is that you need to take into consideration some context. This is just like that dress stuff that happened a few years ago where people couldn't tell, what picture or what color is the dress, rather. And this is one of those situations where I think people forget context. And the only reason I'm making this video is because it gets annoying, frankly. And I think we're all a little annoyed by this point at a lot of things. So I'm here to tell you how to be less annoyed and to just save other people from being annoyed by just realizing, oh, maybe I'm not looking at everything. So take this picture for consideration, which I'm pointing at, which you can't see. This picture. We have a shoe. People are saying that it's either like teal and gray or white and pink. So consider the context of the picture. Taken with what looks like probably a really crappy cell phone camera. So what can we say about that? The quality probably isn't great, and the auto white balance in it probably isn't that great. And you might not know what that is because you're not a ridiculous, photography nerd. So let's take into consideration this hand right here. This hand looks really gross. It's super gray and looks kind of like a dead guy's hand. So I'm going to fix that. We're going to make it a little more like a real person's hand. Little pink, little skinish tone, right? Something more like that. And then you can see up here and now here, look at that. Looks more like a real hand. Looks more like a real photograph. And what color we got? We got pink and white. So the problem is with cheap cameras, their white balance, which is kind of this stuff over here, which looks a little more extreme than it actually is. White balance is basically when you have different colors of lighting, like outside, in the shade, under tungsten lights or fluorescent lights, stuff like that. Lighting changes and cameras need to adjust. And with photography tools such as Lightroom, you can do that after the fact, but most people don't realize that this is actually like a tool at your disposal necessarily. People just assume, oh, that's the picture, so that's the picture. But with pictures on, crappy phone cameras and stuff, they tend to just it tends to not work great. So this is where context is huge, is with crappy cameras and stuff like that. Notice how after, doing some tweaking and whatnot, looks like a normal hand, you get a normal looking shoe, as opposed to what we started off with was, kind of these weird in-between-y colors that could be easily confused, which leads to things like the dress and the shoe. Someone should probably get these and wear them to a Halloween party now and be, people probably wouldn't remember. Anyways, that's that. I'm just trying to help people realize, think context maybe. And then this will just lead to me hopefully being annoyed less in the future, which is good for me, good for you, good for everybody. Here's that dress. One more quick thing. Think about where this picture was taken. Probably in a store where there's a lot of fluorescent lights, stuff like that, and you're seeing a crappy cell phone picture once again. So what am I going to do? Fluorescent lights, really yellow, crappy to look at. So if you just take some yellow out, and I'm just going to fix kind of the crappy contrast of this camera and blah, blah, blah. And you see it's more black and blue than whatever the other colors were. I think it was really similar colors, which was, people thought this was like kind of white and pinkish or something like that. I can't remember. Or yellow and gold, or white and gold. Yeah, people thought it was white and gold because if you increase this, and then it looks like it was taken in super yellow lighting, it can kind of have that thing about it where it looks, let's see if I get my white balance on. It's even doesn't work very well there. Yeah, anyways, people were also seeing altered images, which is a thing that happens when this goes around. People will actually perpetuate crappier versions of the picture to try and trick you. Like with this one, I know earlier I saw one that was like this, I think, to try and trick people into thinking, oh no, it's this. What do you see? Anyways, context, context, context. Let's just make every picture black and white so nobody has to deal with this crap anymore. All right, that's enough of me talking. See you later. Bye.